Before we get into this Andrew Luck-less Colts rebuild, I would like you guys to do me a huge favor. You guys have blessed me with this big platform now that I can, help out some of my friends, and I think you guys would actually enjoy it as well. So, the Ant Ortiz has recently started a Cardinals franchise. I know how much you guys love my Miami Dolphins franchise. Definitely go help him out. And CSB Rebuilder has started his rebuilds on Madden, did a Titans rebuild already. Both of their links will be down in the description. For Antonio, he's a smaller channel. If you can boost him up, I think 1,000 new subs would be crazy. I know you guys can do it. And CSB, definitely go check him out. I think he's very entertaining to watch as well. So if you like me, I think you might like CSB. And of course, you got to use code Bengal on SeatGeek to save yourself $20 when you buy tickets for anything. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys so much. Thanks a ton. And let's get into it. What is going on, guys? Bengal King here, coming back at you with another video. And today, we are rebuilding the Indianapolis Colts in shocking fashion. It was leaked early that Andrew Luck was retiring from the NFL at just the age of 29. One of the greatest quarterbacks we've seen, to be honest. I know that seems crazy, but definitely one of the most talented. When Andrew Luck was healthy and on the field, there were few quarterbacks even in that same conversation. Andrew Luck was a very, very good quarterback. Really, really good player. Of course, career ruined by injuries. You have to say it. And that would, in fact, lead to him retiring early. Just the biggest shock of the season by far. Is this the offseason? Technically, no. But 2019 season hasn't started yet. Kind of. I mean, we have preseason. I don't know. It was just so weird what happened. He got leaked during their preseason game, and he was booed off the field at Lucas Oil in Indianapolis. Weird stuff, man. But, of course, this is going to be a Colts rebuild without Andrew Luck, and let's go ahead and explain how that's going to work. All right, so I've made Andrew Luck a 12 overall. He will not start, and I'm going to change his age because I couldn't do that in the pre-roster section, and releasing him would have been weird. So he's going to retire at the end of the season because he will be 40 years old, not coming back. We're not going to do any scenario where Andrew Luck decides he wants to come out of retirement and go play for the, I don't know, Broncos or something like that. Obviously, I know Peyton Manning didn't retire, but Andrew Luck will retire. He's not going to play at all this season. He isn't the starting quarterback anymore. We've got Jacoby Brissett. Now, if you are new around here, Jacoby Brissett is a free agent at the end of the year, and every time he leaves the Colts, he goes to the Saints and he wins MVP. It's going to be interesting to see what Jacoby Brissett can do here in Indianapolis now as a starting quarterback. We also got Marlon Mack, Nyheim Hines in the backfield. It's a decent running back combo. Of course, Nyheim Hines is a big power back. He's like, 240 pounds or so? 198. Yeah, big power back. He's huge. He's a tank. Marlon Mack is pretty good, though. T.Y. Hilton, superstar Devin Funchess. We're going to move Carlos Rogers down. Carlos Rogers? Am I stupid? Chester Rogers. Carlos Rogers was a cornerback. It's a little bit late here, so there might be some mistakes made. We're going to start Paris Campbell, of course, the rookie out of Ohio State. I think he's going to be a beast. He should be really interesting in this offense, but no Andrew Luck now, so a little bit of a weird thing. Also, some of you just don't get when I'm being sarcastic, which I find odd. A big way to tell sometimes is when I make a point of emphasizing something that's completely wrong, and I make a point of it, and I usually wouldn't. For example, on my Ravens rebuild, we drafted a linebacker, and the CPU assigned him number 52, and I'm like, can't think of any important or big 52s on the Ravens, and of course I have people that are a little bit slower in the comments being like, this idiot forgot about Ray Lewis. It's like, oh, really? Wow. Now it's going to be like, you thought Nyheim Hines was 240? It's like, whatever. I guess if they don't get it, they don't get it. They'll just think I'm an idiot. That's cool. Might be anyway. We got Anthony Costanzo, Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly, Mark Lewinsky across the offensive line. Braden Smith as well. He is 23 years old, 80 overall star development. Pretty good. This offensive line is very, very nice. Probably will only have to improve on Mark Lewinsky. Eric Ebron and Jack Doyle is a great tight end group. Mo Alley Cox in there as well. Here's the thing with Jack Doyle, though, is he is 29. He's going to start to regress this year, and he's a backup tight end. It'll be interesting to see how the Colts playbook utilizes both of them. If they both get a ton of action, we'll just leave them that way. Otherwise, we might look to trade them. We got Darius Leonard, Anthony Walker Jr., And Bobby Okariki's in here as well. Might actually start him at right outside linebacker. Of course, the rookie out of Stanford. Do you have any redeeming qualities? 23 years old, 85 speed, 86 step power. He actually looks, he's got the intangibles, you know. What does Bobby Okereke have? Of course, also 23, but is a rookie. Good speed as well, decent hit power. I think he's just going to be a higher overall at right outside linebacker, because usually when you move middle linebackers to the outside, they improve in terms of overall, so it might be better to start him if he is indeed a higher overall. Also, a little bit fun. 69 overall. Nice. So that should be a really, really good combo. And in the secondary, I think Malik Hooker is a monster. Really, really good player. Another Ohio State guy, along with Paris Campbell. Also have Clayton Geathers, Matthias Farley. Kenny Moore is more of a slot cornerback, but I don't really want to play Quincy Wilson at the 2. He just hasn't been all that good out of Florida. Pierre Desir in here as well. And, of course, the rookie out of Temple, Rock Yasin. Felt like the perfect fit for this defense. I'm actually going to play him at the 2. Kenny Moore will be our 3rd corner, and obviously will be in the slot as well. That makes no sense. Why would Pierre Desir be in the slot? Come on now. Justin Houston is, of course, on this team as well. We didn't even go over the defensive line. But those are going to be the specialists. Paris Campbell is actually going to play the slot instead of Chester Rogers. But if you check out defensive line, we got Justin Houston, Kamoko Ture, who I would actually like to play more. Like, Justin Houston is going to be a trade piece this year. He's 30 years old. He's only going to regress. Not face scanned into the game even, so I'm definitely going to trade him. Danico Autry, Marcus Hunt is in here. Jabal Sheard, one of the most underrated players in football. I'm surprised he's not a higher overall. I guess it goes to my point. I definitely want to start Kamoko Ture, though. So Justin Houston's got to go. We got to get a little bit younger. I'm not sure that this team is necessarily in rebuild mode now, that they don't have a QB, because the rest of this team is set up for success for the most part. But, of course, this is not a super realistic rebuild, so I am free to trade away some of our older players, or players that won't matter as much. So maybe we trade away Jack Doyle. I know Eric Ebron's going to be a free agent at the end of the year anyway, so maybe it's him. Now, I'm definitely going to re-sign Ebron. I think it would make sense to trade Jack Doyle based on the parameters and just have Mo Alley Cox play as our backup tight end. I know Jack Doyle is a fan favorite, but he's 29, he's going to regress, and he's a backup tight end. Also reminds me of Arthur from Red Dead Redemption 2. Great game. But yeah, we're gonna trade away some of these older players. Jabal Sheard is also 30. That's annoying. Trading Justin Houston to the Vikings for their first-round pick, projected number 24 overall, but they usually suck in sim, so that actually might be a whole lot higher. Might have a shot at the number 1 overall quarterback in the class if we want to go in that direction. A lot of guys are going to be free agents at the end of this year. Like, a lot. Because our starting quarterback now is Jacoby Brissett. Eric Ebron for sure. There are a number of players. And I just... Do we trade Jabal Sheard now? He's an 82 overall at 30 years old. He's going to be a 78 very quickly. I'd rather have Tyquan Lewis start. Rather have Kamoko Ture start. Anthony Costanzo will be fine even though he's 31. Who else would I want to trade here? T.Y. Hilton will be fine. Devin Funchess on a 1-year deal. I'd be cool to trade him. We'll see what we can do here. All right, boom. Making a big trade here. Devin Funchess and Jabal Sheard, as well as a second-round pick for Jabril Peppers. The thought process on this, if you're not going to like the trade, is Devin Funchess is a pretty average receiver, and we can definitely improve upon that position. He's also on a 1-year deal, so we'll be a free agent. Jabal Sheard is 30 years old at just 82 overall, which means that he's going to regress down to probably a 79 or a 78 after this first year, maybe an 80. In that range. Could be a little bit random sometimes. So we might even see him in free agency at like a 79 overall. So it doesn't make sense for him long term, and a second-round pick made this trade happen for Jabril Peppers, who is a very young, very talented safety. I know was traded to the Giants from the Browns. Only 23 years old at 84 overall. Should develop really, really well. That also gives us a free reign to trade either Clayton Geathers or Matthias Farley, if not both of them, because they're not all that good in the game, at least. I'm also probably going to look to trade Quincy Wilson. I think we have 3 good cornerbacks, and he doesn't really fit with what I want to do. So I'm trying to get better players, trying to get some more picks. I didn't even talk about Ben Banogu, who was... Or Banogu, excuse me. I think I said Banogu before, and people say it's actually Banogu. So I always like to know if I'm making an error, rare as they might be. Making a trade for the Giants' first-round pick. We're giving them Clayton Geathers, Quincy Wilson, and Marcus Hunt. So that's a big first-round pick to acquire. And it says we need a cornerback as our number one need. But look at the cornerback position. Pierre Desir, Kenny Moore, and Rocky Sin. We're going to be perfect. So definitely not a need for us. Would need some more linebacking help if these guys don't continue to develop. But I think we should be fine. Vanagu is going to be a perfect left end. Our defensive tackle group is pretty good. Danico Autry, a little bit older. He's going to regress, man. I'm going to probably look to trade him, actually. But Kamoko Toure and Ben Vanagu, that's annoying for me to say. They're definitely going to be the future of that position. I think I should trade Jack Doyle, too. I really do. I know it seems odd that I'm decimating this roster. But based on Andrew Luck, we're going to be off the team. I've decided to go into small rebuild mode, so forgive me. All right, boom. Big trade, and the last one I'll make for Season 1 is Danico Autry. It's Jack Doyle and a third-round pick next year for Shaq Mason and a third this year from the Patriots. So Mark Lewinsky, his days are numbered. We've built up the offense to make sure Jacoby Brissett is extremely successful. The offensive line is arguably the best in football at this point with the addition of Shaq Mason. Eric Ebron and Mo Alley-Cox should be a dynamic duo at tight end. Of course, receiver's a bit of a rough spot for us right now. So that, that's going to be a little bit rough for Jacoby Brissett for the most part. But defensively, we've got the pieces in place. It's about developing them. So Jabril Peppers, Malik Hooker, Pierre Desir, Kenny Moore, Rock Yassin make up a great secondary. We've got some young talent across the defensive line in Kamoko Toure, Tyquan Lewis, Karan Reed, Ben Banagu. And at the linebacker spot, a bunch of young guys there too. We've got 2 rookies last year in Anthony Walker Jr. and Darius Leonard, and a rookie this year in Bobby Okereke starting Jabril Peppers, Rock Yassin. So many young players. Who is the oldest starter? It's got to be what? Oh, Pierre Desir. He's 28. But, I mean, we're in a really, really good position. So at the midseason mark, not exactly crushing it. We're 3-4 in the middle of the AFC South. It's a highly competitive division, so this is not exactly a huge shock. 87 offense, 73 defense. We're up to 77 overall. But as we talked about a little bit earlier, there's some really, really important free agents to bring back. Eric Ebron, Anthony Costanzo, arguably the best kicker in NFL history, Adam Vinatieri. I can't really think of a better kicker. Like, statistically, Justin Tucker is probably more accurate, but obviously a lot younger, doesn't have the clutch kicks that Vinatieri has in the playoffs. I don't know, Jan Stenerud is a legend. Garo Yepremian with the Dolphins is a legend, but Morton Anderson with the Saints. But I don't think they have anything on Adam Vinatieri. So, yeah, probably the best kicker ever. Probably spent too much time on that. But obviously, a lot of really, really important free agents. And some that I wish I may have traded in Chester Rogers or Matthias Farley that I didn't end up doing. But Ebron, Costanzo, Vinatieri if he wants to. He's 46 years old. And probably Jacoby Brissett. What does he want? Oh, backup quarterback money. That's totally fine. All right, so Eric Ebron is back, as is Adam Vinatieri and Jacoby Brissett, who Jacoby Brissett got literally nothing, like 3 per year over 6 maybe. Anthony Costanzo wants better salary, but the thing is, he's asking for so much money that it would probably be better, just from a flexibility standpoint for the team, to just franchise tag him every year. I know that's going to get pretty expensive, but it doesn't leave us locked in a contract. So I think that might be the move. Also, DL training, yes. So we would finish 8-8 and not make the playoffs, but the Jaguars, who went 8-8, made the playoffs as they beat us in Week 17. A little bit unfortunate, as our offense was extremely high-powered behind the throwing arm of Jacoby Brissett. Oh my God. How many times a game do we throw the ball? 532 attempts, 43 touchdowns, 19 picks. What a weird season. Almost 4,300 yards. Interesting. Rushing, Marlon Mack, almost 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. Had a ton of attempts as well. Only averaged about 3.5 per carry. Receiving, Paris Campbell went off. 1,100 yards on 85 catches, 11 touchdowns. 13 touchdowns for T.Y. Hilton on almost 1,000 yards. Eric Ebron was a beast. Mo Alley Cox was barely targeted. I know he had 4 touchdowns on his 11 catches. So we made the right decision with trading away Jack Doyle for sure. Chester Rogers, I mean, everyone got so many catches and so many yards, so many touchdowns. Offensive line was great. Defensively, Darius Leonard had 93 tackles. Tackles for loss went to Tyquan Lewis with 11. Sacks, 4.5 for Tyquan Lewis, 4.5 for Kimoko Toure, 4 for Ben Banogu. Interceptions, 4 for Matthias Farley, 4 for Pierre Desir, 3 for Jabril Peppers. Very interesting. He also had 2 defensive touchdowns, which led the team. He was the only one with even 1. It's so odd. I mean, we turn over the ball so often. 19 picks. And then our defense was 20th. So, I mean, not ideal. But offense wasn't ranked all that highly anyway. As Cam Newton wins MVP of the 11-5 Carolina Panthers. Where's Jacoby Brissett in here? Nowhere? He had 43 touchdowns, dude. He was first in touchdowns, 4th in yards. I mean, how is he not even in the conversation? Phillip Rivers wins Offensive Player of the Year. Brissett at number 9 somehow. Defensive Player of the Year is Von Miller. No Colts. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Paris Campbell. I would hope so. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Ja'Kai Polite. Ben Banogu at number 3. Rocky Sin at 5. Bobby Okereke at number 8. So I think we did pretty well overall. Obviously, no playoffs this year, but that's fine. It's a slight rebuild year. So hopefully we have some really big draft picks. Andrew Luck should be retired at this point. He's the max age as the Colts beat, or not the Colts, the Cowboys beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl 42-31. He's got to be gone, right? If Andrew Luck is still on this team, I'll be pissed. He's gone. All right, so we should have a lot of money now. Jacoby Brissett has superstar dev. I guess we don't need a QB. There we go, baby. That's how Jacoby Brissett's a monster. He just gets superstar development. Paris Campbell's at star. I don't think anyone else got upgraded. Anthony Costanzo went down 1 overall, which is fine. Paris Campbell should go up to a 77, and he does. Defensively, I would love some upgrades. I really would. In development, I mean, of course. Obviously, the overalls are going to go up. But none that I notice. I don't think we had any. Kimoko Toure is up to a 77. Banogu is up to a 72. Rocky Sin up to a 76. Pierre Desir is regressing slightly, I want to say, now that he's 29. Yeah. I mean, that'll happen. Okereke's up to a 72. Anthony Walker Jr. at 69. Nice. Darius Leonard, 89. Might move him to the inside. Maybe he'll have more of an impact. But Farley's going to walk. It just doesn't really make sense to re-sign him. I think I'm probably going to franchise tag Anthony Costanzo. It just depends on the price that he wants. I mean, like, I could up the salary 3 years. He's 32. What if he accepted for 2 years and I up the salary? Because I can do 12 a year over 2. All right, he resigns. That's way, way better than franchise tagging him every year. I'd be cool with it, but it would have been like an extra 14 mil overall, something like that. Chester Rogers can walk. I think we're going to go very wide receiver heavy in free agency and the draft. If Tyreek Hill is here, how many deep threats will we have? Paris Campbell, T.Y. Hilton. We have 60 mil, by the way. Tyreek Hill is here. Oh, boy. Tyreek Hill is here. This would be the fastest offense of all time. Faster than the greatest show on turf. I'll tell you that much. Dak Prescott's here. That's our franchise QB. Looks like the Cowboys got out while they still could. They got to the Super Bowl and they're like, yeah, see ya, Dak. That's a good move for their franchise. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Vinny's down to a 73 overall. I might sign Greg the Leg. All right, so big free agency as we bring in Tyreek Hill, who is going to help us beat a ton of defenses as well as probably other things, unfortunately. But Greg the Leg is also here. Didn't decide to go after Kareem the Leg to pair with Greg the Leg in free agency, as we have Marlon Mack. We already have a running back. And, of course, our special teams is great. We already have a punter in Rigoberto Sanchez. So Vinatieri is going to be a mentor now to Greg Zuerlein. I don't know. That's going to be our story there. We're going to generate our best lineup. Tyreek Hill is not going to slide in at any of the return spots. Oh, he's punt returner. Not kick return, though? Strange. That's all right. This team is this team's gonna fly. This offense is so fast, so brutal, and again, like, secondaries are gonna get torched. Kids will be beaten. That's hey, comes with the territory, man. We signed the man, not the player. Okay, there's some baggage there. There really is. People are like, oh, you just don't understand him. It's like he wasn't. Yeah, it was never proven. Shut up. So, of course, for these non-realistic rebuilds, auto-generated classes to make it a bit more interesting for positions and ratings and names and all that. But for the Patreon supporters, I have not forgotten about you guys. It's just been a little while since we've done a non-realistic rebuild. Of course, when I draft you guys, you know, depending on the tier that you are, I will be changing the names to Patreon supporters. So, links, if you guys want to be involved in that, in the description. It's going to get better when we do actually a different franchise, fantasy style. We'll get into that later. No spoilers, but looks like some good receivers we could end up taking. Ooh, we don't really need any now. We have a good 3, so I guess we'll go a different direction. So we pick a number 2 overall. I guess that is the Vikings pick, probably. The Dolphins had the number 1 overall pick, and they go with Tobias Dyson, a safety out of Miami. Oh, that's fun, keeping a Miami player in Miami. So we have basically our pick of anyone we want. And remember, these names are subject to change. They really are, based on what we want to do with the Patreon supporters, because those are important to me. I really do appreciate those guys. And I think I'm going to go with a linebacker here. It's either going to be Jamal Gunter, again, name subject to change, or George Fletcher. Now, he was better technically, yet Jamal Gunter is the better athlete. And is also pretty good technically. So, it's kind of like, what do we prefer? I think I'm going to prefer the athletic linebacker out of Florida. Only 5'11". Kind of fits the mold of a, I don't know, London Fletcher probably wasn't quite so fast. He was 5'10". But Devin Bush, 5'11". Great vertical. It was even way higher than 32. Let's go with Jamal Gunter. Again, name subject to change. He's a 74 overall, number 10 in the class, hidden development. Of course, with the new changes, previously that'd be Superstar X Factor. Now it almost bet my entire life savings that it isn't, because it's random. So it could be, but it probably is not. 85 speed, 78 tackle, 84 hit power, 87 acceleration, 79 zone coverage. Will be a really, really good addition to our LB core. And again, name subject to change. It's been a while since we've taken a defensive tackle, right? This one looks like a god. What the hell? I didn't even see his combine. 6'7", 306. His top skills are incredible. Also, I like how he has a French name. Cajun, like Cajun French out of LSU. Because you see a ton of players like that. So that's neat. But he ran a 4.68, 34 reps at 225. Incredibly agile and explosive. This looks like the best athlete I've ever seen. He's 6'7", 306. Welcome to the Colts. 74 overall, number 12 in the class. Also hidden development. 87 strength. Looks like Foster Moreau, the LSU tight end that's on the Raiders now. 81 power moves, 81 speed, 80 acceleration to go with 87 strength. Really, really good player. He's going to be good enough to come in and start right away if we want to do that. So I'm actually going to make a trade here. I'm going to trade number 13 overall to Minnesota. And we're going to get their second round pick next year, their third round pick next year. And I hope that 2021 second is going to operate almost as like a low first, I mean. And also a third round pick this year. So we're getting a ton of picks back. And we're trading back from 13. I think it's actually pretty decent value. Now in the second round, I think I'm almost certainly going to take a... Ooh, I almost changed my mind. We're going to take Jaquez Birmingham. It's a shame we're going to have to change that name. And also, got to make a note to some of the guys at EA. How many right ends at all? How many defensive ends? How many edge rushers do you see that are 6 flat? Ever. Almost none. You're going to be hard-pressed. The main short edge rusher that comes to mind is Dwight Freeney, and he was 6'1". So... we're going to get that fixed probably in a title update or something. But he's number 25 in the class. We took him at 44. 71 overall. Only normal development is a little bit disappointing. But it is what it is. He's a decent player. So can't hate on that. Looks like a first round wide receiver here out of Grand Valley State. And welcome to the team. Why not? Backup receiver. Not a first round value. I've been cheated. 87 in the class, took him at 66. I've been absolutely bamboozled. Hoodwinked. All right, this pick's going to be Marvin Feeney, a defensive end out of Washington State. Good top skills. I am perfectly fine taking him in the 3rd round. He's a 68 overall, number 46 in the class. We took him at 77. We're just going to be filling our team at this point with a little bit of depth and get some good players to back up and play special teams and things like that. Reed Kelly will be another one. Backup linebacker. He is a 67 overall, number 60 in the class. We took him at 95. Also, unfortunately, only normal development. Also, unfortunately, only 5'11", so a little bit short as well, but that's our thing, I guess. We take 5'11" linebackers. And our last pick of the draft is going to be Kimani Mccauley out of Kansas, 68 overall, ranked number 44 in the class. We took him at number 109. So, good value picks, but that is going to do it for the draft. Let the CPU take care of the rest. All right, so the name changes for the top prospects. Of course, love you guys for supporting me on Patreon, going above and beyond. It is extremely helpful to me. And we got Brandon Boylan playing middle linebacker and Hayden Klinkhamer playing defensive tackle. Now, of course, it's not exactly what you guys probably look like in real life, but I don't know. So I'm going to guess you look exactly like the players that we drafted. And you guys are going to start right away, which is kind of cool. At defensive tackle, Klinkhamer is going to be our number 1. And Brandon Boylan is going to be our starting middle linebacker. Both have star or better development. Should be very interesting to see what that actually ends up being. And really, really good players on our starting defense now. And then offensively, of course, we drafted I didn't even know that the Colts have Auden Tate. I thought he was on the Bengals. I guess he was on their practice squad. I guess they didn't try to keep him. Zach Pascal and in there. Deion Kane, we didn't even talk about. They got a lot of receiver depth. But Tyreek Hill, T.Y. Hilton, Paris Campbell, that receiving core can fly. They really can. We could use a backup tight end. Offensive line's great. Defense, you guys saw, it's fantastic. We just have to develop some of these players a little bit. And even Jaquez Birmingham or whatever, he'll be a backup. Specialists, let's get it. Okay, Boylan as a sub linebacker is great. Klinkhamer as the rush D tackle is great. I do not want Darius Leonard being a rush end. Why would that make any sense? Because he has 70 finesse move. I want him as a, well, I guess he's not the sub linebacker anymore, but we got my boy Deontay Foreman in there. Hook 'em horns. I'm going to change some things around in the depth chart, actually, because Darius Leonard is not going to be a rush D tackle. That just cannot, or a rush end. That cannot happen. It's going to be Banagoo. So you guys saw the team for season number 2. 91 overall offense, 77 defense. We're going to go into coaching upgrades here. And, of course, I love some player progression. Let's do linebacker, and then we'll come back for DB, probably at the midseason mark, depending on how many games we're winning. I will see you guys at the midseason mark, though. I think this team is good enough to make the playoffs. Returning from injury. Injuries are off. So, explain yourself, game. I don't know. He's returning from injuries that are off? Okay. I guess. So, we lost the Browns in Week 8, but it was a close game. We're 4-3, a little bit better than last time. I guess basically tied for the AFC South lead, but we're sitting on top above the Texans and Jaguars, who are both 4-3. Again, this is a really, really tightly contested division, so this isn't a huge shock that so many teams are so close or equal in terms of record. But as I said, DB training boost is going to go up, and we'll come back for offensive line a little bit later. Who is going to be a free agent? T.Y. Hilton, he's fine, though, even though he's aging and regressing. He's a high enough overall where it won't matter. Jabril Peppers, Malik Hooker, Ryan Kelly, Marlon Mack. Some really, really good free agents. But we're definitely going to bring them back. We have a ton of money, 72.8 in terms of cap room, even after this contract. So Andrew Luck going off the books makes it so much easier for us to bring in talent. So Marlon Mack, Ryan Kelly, Malik Hooker, Jabril Peppers, T.Y. Hilton all return to the Indianapolis Colts. The team is really coming along nicely. 93 offense, 81 defense. And I do not have enough XP to currently upgrade the offensive line, unfortunately. However, I'm going to turn auto scouting back on and see you guys for the playoffs, which I'm confident we're going to make. Turns out confidence goes a long way. We go 11-5, and we win the AFC South pretty easily along the strong arm of Jacoby Brissett, who was first in the NFL in passing touchdowns again, over 4,000 yards. We had the 9th best offense, 4th best defense, really crushed it. Brissett only threw 9 interceptions this year, down by 10 from his total last year of 19. You guys like that math? Even Phillip Walker's getting involved. 6 for 9, nice. End a touchdown. Killing it. Rushing Marlon Mack, nearing closer to 4 yards per carry, only 6 touchdowns, but we are a very air-dominated offense. But no 1,000-yard receivers. Tyreek Hill was close. T.Y. Hilton caught 96 balls, 11 touchdowns there for Tyreek Hill, 5 for T.Y. Hilton, 7 for Ebron, 7 for Paris Campbell. Again, everyone getting involved. Even Jeff Hireman had 4 touchdowns. Backup tight end gets pretty involved in the red zone, it looks like. But blocking, we had some pretty good results. Not a whole lot of sacks allowed. Kenny Moore led the team in tackles, tied with the rookie Brandon Boylan out of Florida, who also had 9 tackles for loss, which led the team. Kamoko Toure had 8 for Hayden Klinkhamer, rookie out of LSU, 8 for Taekwon Lewis. Sacks, 7 for Klinkhamer led the team, 6 for Kamoko Toure. Interceptions, we have 4 for Jabril Peppers, 3 for the rookie Brandon Boylan, who is looking like he's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. And defensive touchdowns, 0 for the team, but that's all right. We made the playoffs, so that's all that matters, so I don't really care. Mitch Trubisky wins MVP of the 9-6-1 Bears. Jacoby Brissett in there at number 5. He's trying to get that MVP. Happens in every rebuild. Hopefully, it eventually happens for us. As Josh Allen and the 14-2 Bills wins Offensive Player of the Year, Jacoby Brissett in there at number 2. No other Colts, but Defensive Player of the Year is Alec Ogletree with the Broncos. I'm not even going to start with that. Brandon Boylan in there at number 9. He's got to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, as Amir Brazel of the Jets wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, of course, Brandon Boylan. Klinkhamer in there at number 2. Okay. We got Jaquez Birmingham in there at number 7. I'm a huge fan of that name. Just everything about it. Not even, or Jaquez, but Birmingham is the last name. Pretty cool. 95 offense, 81 defense. I'm liking where we are. Wide receiver boost we don't really need. Let's do quarterback. We need Jacoby Brissett to continue to develop. And this team is really coming along super, super well. Let's see here. Jacoby Brissett up to a 79. Tyreek Hill up to a 98. Everyone is just killing it. Morale's got to be sky high right now. What is it? +2, +3, +1 only on him? What about for Brissett? +1? Is it +1 for everybody? Probably. Paris Campbell up to an 81. Defensively, we've got, oh my goodness. Brandon Boylan had Superstar Dev. So it's actually quite possible that he goes up to Superstar X Factor. Really, really good pick. We took him inside the top 5 at number 2, so I guess I would hope he has a really good development trait. Klinkhamer only has a star, but he's also an 80 overall already, so that is fantastic. Jabril Peppers up to an 88. Pierre Desir is regressing a little bit, but morale is keeping him afloat. Rocky Sin up to a 78. This is a team that I could see doing some damage here in the postseason. Got to continue to build that defense, but can we beat the Baltimore Ravens here in the wild card to advance to the AFC divisional round? And we don't. We lose 30-21 and head to the offseason and try to figure out what went wrong and what we can do better in season number 3 to make the Andrew Luckless Colts Super Bowl champions as the Ravens. Dude, the Ravens beat the Giants in the Super Bowl again. That happened in one of my previous rebuilds. It happened in real life. That sucks. I am a Giants fan, despite my name being Bengal. It's just like Tigers when I made my name, man. It's not that serious. But I guess we'll bring back... We don't really need Anthony Walker Jr., but 5-year deal worth almost nothing to be a special teamer and occasional linebacker on the field. Might as well. The rest, not really worried about them. All right, we still have close to 30 mil if we wanted to sign some players. Kenny Golladay would be super cool, but I don't need him obviously at all. Cooper Kupp, same deal. Let's see here. What do we need anything? Backup tight end is on my radar. I'm going to stick with the linebackers that we have. Mitchell Trubisky's in free agency after he won MVP. I don't really want any of these players. Might look to draft a tight end kind of high. We don't need anything on the offensive line at all. Like, our offensive line is so good. Anthony Costanza is regressing slightly, but it's not like I'm going to get Moten in there and change that. Defensive tackle, we could look to draft high. Still, edge rusher is a position of need for us, maybe, because Banogu is not, like, developing super fast. Cornerback, I think we're going to be fine there. Quincy Wilson's in there up to an 80. Justin Evans is in there. We don't really need him. Could use a backup free safety, I guess. So, I don't know, Anthony Harris. So we got Anthony Harris and we got Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen is an 80 overall. He is my backup plan in case we do not sign or don't draft a good tight end. He'll be a good backup for year number 3. Jacoby Brissett is up to Superstar X Factor. That is fantastic. Who are you? We've got a star tight end out of Tulane. He's 25 already. Okay. But the main attraction here is the fact that Jacoby Brissett is just a god in Madden for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why they chose Jacoby Brissett, but he develops at an otherworldly rate. Won QB of the year and the NFL passer rating leader. Superstar X Factor, sick. Also, some people care about abilities when they get that, so pro reads he got, also inside Deadeye and pocket Deadeye. He's going to be a beast. Any other upgrades? Show me something defensively. That'd be sick. No upgrades at all in terms of development. I would love to see Bobby Okereke get star, or any of my defensive linemen get upgraded to star. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Linebacking core is fantastic now, aside from Okereke, who's fine. Like, he's not amazing, but he's fine. What I really need to focus on is getting a stud edge rusher. We could trade for one. Defensive tackle as well. It depends what's available in the draft and how high we can end up picking. But it's pretty much going to be draft time, so I will see you guys there. So we pick at number 23 overall. I'm going to pause the draft and just see what's available. I haven't done any scouting so far, so I'm not really sure what is there. Eli Kirkpatrick out of Buffalo as a corner looks great. And we've seen some great players come out of Buffalo. And by players, I mean Khalil Mack. That's kind of all I can think of at the moment. Gabriel Morgan looks all right. Keshawn Rich looks like a great D-tackle out of UCLA. Eli Kirkpatrick is the number 1 overall pick, 78 overall cornerback. Pretty good. Patriots take a QB. I'm sure he's going to be a monster. There goes a 77 overall edge rusher. I have an edge rusher in mind. Keshawn Rich is an 80. Good Lord. There's another really highly rated defensive end. This might be the pick that I trade up to, number 8. I want this outside linebacker. His name is Marquise Webster out of South Carolina, a.k.a. Jadeveon Clowney, except for without the height and that freak athleticism. But, you know, same school, same position overall. There he goes. 74 overall. We're not missing out on much. I'll just simulate to my pick now. I was hoping he'd be available, or I was going to trade up to number 10, but he's only 74, so likely would not have come in and started anyway, so that's fine. Ooh, Jamal Buckner out of Tennessee. Spells his name like Jamal Charles. But also a running back that said, hey, Roger Goodell, I'm going to ball out. I'm going to skip your dumbass combine. Even though I said this is just a bit every time that I started in like 16, Madden 16, Madden 17. And it was a little bit more vulgar at the start, I believe. But no, I do like the combine a lot. It's very fun for me to watch. But like, his name's also Angel or Angel. We don't need a running back, though. How good is Jamal Buckner? He's got a nice combine grade. He looks like a beast. He really does. Also, really good cornerback here in Patrick Vaughn. I'm actually going to take the tight end. We're going to go with Jamal Buckner. Welcome to the Indianapolis Colts. He is a 75 overall, number 7 in the class. We take him at 23. He's wearing number 43. That's disgusting. But he's 6'6", 250. He's got 84 speed, 80 catching traffic. Pretty good player. Not exactly a great run blocker, but we don't need him for that. What about DeJuan Andrews out of Baylor? An edge who's still available. He is a 70 overall normal dev. He will be a backup. I want to make a splash trade for an edge rusher, I think. Usually it's been Khalil Mack in these, and that's what it used to be in 16 and 17 all the time. The sack attack from the silver and black is back. Khalil Mack racking up sacks and stacks. That's a fact, you know? Used to be all about that. And that unintentionally rhymed at the end there. But obviously, as he went to the Bears, the rhyme's over. John Gruden really said, tell you what, man. Those days are over. Pretty bad impression, but that's what we're doing over here. Let's see. Derek Owens out of Arizona State. ASU. Welcome, the Sun Devil. 67 overall. And I think that's probably a good spot to end the draft. For right now, at least. Watch this running back be like an 80 overall. That'd be very, very interesting. I want to see where they rank in terms of the total class. I know, of course, the Titans won big with a defensive tackle out of UCLA and Keshawn Rich. 96 strength, 84 block shed, decent power and finesse moves. Not exactly the fastest boy on the planet. But he looks pretty nice, if you know what I mean. So let's go ahead and sort by overall here. Show me that running back in the second round. Running backs are overpowered. There he is. 75 overall. Probably star or better development. Of course it is. I want to see what it is. I think you can still probably check, right? If you wanted to. Superstar. Yeah, so all right. Pretty good. Would have been a cool player to take, but we just didn't need him. We don't need a running back. So I'm not going to waste picks just trying to get high overall players that won't play. I'm trying to fill needs. I really am. And we probably could have benefited from trading up for one of these edge rushers. We really could have. So I'll level with you. We're not going to make any trade for any stud edge rusher. It's just is not possible because we don't really have a ton of trade pieces. And now we have some good players. I'm just not willing to trade them. So we're going to hold on to them. Also, Kari Willis is now a backup strong safety for us. Got Marvell Tell, the third in there. I think he could be a pretty good player in the NFL. We'll have to see how he develops. It'll be interesting. This is the team. I want to see good things here in year number 3. I expect good things, and I think they're going to happen. But I guess I will see you guys at the midseason mark. I'm just going to simulate to the regular season and then use some coach XP that we get on offensive line. And we didn't really get any. So I guess just to the midseason mark, it is. Got to be a playoff team. Has to be. Year 3. This is our year. So we were 4-3. We lost to the Browns again in Week 8. That happened last time, though. And we ended up being 11-5. Quentin Nelson is a free agent. So that's a pretty big one. Darius Leonard as well. Braden Smith. That entire draft class is just ready to go. Anthony Costanzo, Greg Olsen, Nyheim Hines, Pierre Desir, Kamoko Toure. Oh, it's everybody. Okay. It's my whole team. So we re-signed Tyquan Lewis. We re-signed Nyheim Hines. We re-signed Darius Leonard and Quentin Nelson. However, Braden Smith, Anthony Costanzo, Pierre Desir, we didn't talk to yet. Kamoko Toure. These guys all want more money. We have it. We have a ton. But we're not going to do it now. You know, we'll figure it out later. So we made the playoffs again. However, this time we only went 9-7, but we didn't win the AFC South. I thought we were just a really bad wild card team, and the Titans went 9-7 too. Man, this AFC South is going to be super interesting for the future. Jacoby Brissett, I mean, a bit of a down year, but it wasn't bad. It was just down compared to what he did with the craziness the past couple years. Still was very, very solid. Those are great numbers. 4,000 passing yards, 38 touchdowns, 12 picks. That's a great year. Marlon Mack, decent. Nyheim Hines, decent. Tyreek Hill, over 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Paris Campbell had a nice number of receptions, 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns for Hilton, 6 for Ebron. Buckner got 4 touchdowns. Those are the backup tight end numbers. Doesn't matter about overall or anything. It's going to be 14 catches, about 115 yards, and 4 touchdowns. We've seen that like 3 times now. Boylan had another great year. 115 tackles, 11 for loss, 3 sacks. 17 from Hayden Klinkhamer led the team, though. 14 for Darius Leonard. Sacks, 9 for Kamoko Toure, 7.5 for Klinkhamer. I think I probably accidentally had Darius Leonard at rush end. That's bad. But he had 5.5 sacks. 3 picks for Pierre Desir for forced fumbles. I had just a couple on the team. And then at least one safety, Brandon Boylan. And defensive touchdowns, 0. Boylan's balling out. Those are the facts. NFL MVP. Got 2 AFC South players in a row, Deshaun Watson and Marcus Mariota. Jacoby Brissett in there at number 9. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Deshaun Watson. Jacoby Brissett in there at number 7. Defensive Player of the Year is CJ Mosley. Miles Jack ended up going to the Ravens. No other Colts. The Offensive Rookie of the Year is, of course, their quarterback. The Patriots drafted Darren Hutchinson. Jamal Buckner in at number 3. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year is Calvin Cates for the Texans. No Colts. This is the team for Season 3 of the playoffs. Rock Ya-Sin definitely needs to be CB2 over Pierre Desir. That needs to happen. And tell me Darius Leonard, yeah, he's a rush end. I don't know why that would happen, because when you go to generate best lineup, he goes in there at rush end when he is not. He is not a good overall at that position. There are players who aren't showing up. Imagine choking on air. Who aren't showing up that are much better at that spot. Jesus Christ. Defensively, you guys saw that. And then offensively, just is so funny seeing Jacoby Brissett at Superstar X Factor when some other players have not gone up to that, like Tyreek Hill, like even Darius Leonard, who you would expect probably to have gone up to that by now. I guess it's just not in the cards. But can we beat the Jaguars? AFC South wildcard matchup to advance to the divisional. We can. 35-10 we beat them. And now we have the Browns, who beat us twice in the regular season in back-to-back years. Now we have them in the divisional to advance to the AFC Conference Championship. We are unsuccessful. We lose 36-22. We cannot make the conference championship. It is off-season time. We're going to bring in some playmakers on the defense side of the ball as the Browns beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl. We have some money. I do have to re-sign guys like Braden Smith. Anthony Costanzo's down to a 75. I need a tackle. Pierre Desir gone. Kamoko Toure and Braden Smith need to come back. Those are really the only ones. Kamoko Toure does not want to sign. Well, I can't franchise tag him for 21 mil. Give me a break. No way. No way. Braden Smith is back at least, but Kamoko, dude. Why do you not want to come back? Hopefully there's some better edge rushing options in free agency anyway, because it's still a huge position to need. We can afford to make one splash for the fourth and final season. LVE is here. Don't really see any great edge rushers, unfortunately. It's been a while since we've signed Leighton Vander Esch, though. It has been. That'd be a big addition to the team. Kamoko Toure is in here. Might try to bring him back. Emmanuel Agba, Jesus. The options are not great. So we did actually sign Leighton Vander Esch. We needed to bring in some big-time difference makers on the defensive side of the ball, so that's exactly what I decided to do. Did anyone get upgraded? Oh, we don't have a fucking tackle, man. We don't have a tackle. God. Well, Leighton Vander Esch is a huge addition. Bobby Okereke, of course, goes up to star development when I go out and sign a replacement. Gosh. Okay. NFL draft time, we pick at number 25. 49ers are on the clock at number 1. I might consider trading up for it because we probably can. Kamal Spikes, that's a sick name. He looks really good. Rafael Cross, he's a defensive tackle basically at end, 3'4" end, 320 pounds, looks really good as well. Mark Samuel at Oklahoma State looks really, really good. He's probably the best player in the class. Aaron Hill, though, that's probably who I'm going to try and trade up for. Aaron Hale, excuse me. Looks like a very, very good right end. Some would say he had a nice combine performance as well, as did Conrad Horan, excuse me. Rafael Cross is a 76. Tell me the Dolphins don't take my edge. There goes Mark Samuel. He's a 76. All right, Chiefs. I will give you Bobby Okereke. That's my big-time offer. All right, boom. So Okereke went down to a 75 when I moved to middle linebacker, but the Chiefs really needed a middle linebacker, so I changed him to middle linebacker from outside. We also traded a first-round pick next year for number 3 overall. Now, that's going to be used to take what hopefully is one of the best players in the draft in the edge rusher out of Florida State, in Aaron Hale. He looks like he could be sick. Please show me something good. 75 overall is good. He's got star or better development, of course. Used to be Superstar X Factor with that animation. It's not quite as exciting to see nowadays when you don't know what it is, but adds to the surprise, I guess. He's an okay pick. I mean, 75 you can't complain about. I'm going to take Steven Clements here at Oklahoma State. He's a center. I just want to get some more depth across the offensive line. 74 overall is good. We're going to move somebody to left tackle. It's probably going to be Quentin Nelson. He has the versatility and the ability to do that. So Quentin Nelson's going to play left tackle. Clemens probably going to move to left guard. Also, hit development star better. It'd be sick if that was Superstar. I know that's a Superstar animation, but it's, again, random now. So there's a good chance that it's not. This QB is still available. First round talent with a cannon. Now, let me tell you. Do you guys remember a strong arm LSU quarterback could throw 50 yards from his knees? Wasn't all that good, but we're not going to spend the number 1 overall pick on him. We'll spend number 57. Jamison Morton is a 75 overall with star or better development. The number 12, the 12th ranked player in the class. We took him at 57. So that was definitely a worthwhile pick here late in the second round. That's trade bait. That's what that is. That's trade bait. The Buffalo Bills take a quarterback. Fitting he's Ronald Cheek, because that's an ass pick. He's terrible. Is there anything I could use? Another corner. Why not? Damian Drake out of North Dakota State. 48 in the class. We took him at 89. He's 68 overall. But that's probably going to spell the end of this one for me. So the best player in the class was Kamal Spikes. Perry Love is a cornerback. So this wasn't exactly a super stacked class in terms of a top high-end overall, but it was really, really balanced. A lot of 76s, a lot of 75s, things like that. So that's pretty good. I definitely don't want to complain about that. However, some of these players got to go. We're an 86 overall, really good team, 93 offense, 85 defense. Really, really solid team. However, some things need to be maneuvered and changed around. Clemens will play left guard. Quentin Nelson will play left tackle. The offensive line is fine. Now, I want to improve on defense. The LB core is great. I've changed Leighton Vander Esch to be a middle linebacker. Darius Leonard's still going to stay at left outside linebacker. Brandon Boylan has been moved over to right outside linebacker. I thought his overall would jump up, but it did not. So that was a little bit disappointing. But Leighton Vander Esch's overall didn't go down. So I guess it works out for the best. Nothing changes. Stephen Clemens now goes from center to left guard. Here's what we need to do, though. We need to trade our backup QB, who is a stud. Don't get me wrong, but we need to trade him for an edge rusher somehow. And Hale is okay. He's fine to start. Banagoo needs to go. We need a better option or a better third corner. We just need it. We need some studs to carry the team. Why would they be rush ends? They're off the ball linebackers, game. Come on now. So we just can't trade for an edge rusher. The cap doesn't work for us, so we don't have enough trade value. So this is just going to be the team. It's a pretty good team. 86 overall. I don't mind it. Just our edge is a little bit weak. But we got Hale starting at right end. We got Banagoo starting at left end. It's such a talented team on both sides of the football. I've just got to change my rush ends to actual defensive ends. I can't have my off-the-ball linebackers rushing the passer. It doesn't make any sense. And the game's like, what if they did, though? What if they didn't? What if we had actual defensive ends playing the position? Did they change it? No. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, Boylan's a 76, so at least it works out a bit. But Darius Leonard is... How are they higher overalls at this spot? They're literally bad. What do you mean? Hale is going to play rush left end. Banagoo is going to play rush right end, because why would they not flip? I don't know. Jesus. They're pretty awful. Maybe Birmingham starts. We'll do that. Rush D tackle is going to be Hayden Klinkhamer still. Sub linebacker, Leighton Vander Esch. We just need our best one there. That's pretty much all that means. Slot corner, Marvell Tell, sure, why not? Because Kenny Moore would be better. Marvell Tell will just be a third corner. He'll play boundary, even though he played safety at USC, if I'm not mistaken. This is a good receiving core. Julius Brown, the guy we drafted in year one. This is the team. This has to be a playoff team, right? We're going to find out. So we are 3-5. Things are not going well. Very unlucky, you could say. 88 overall now, 95 offense, 87 defense. How about this? How about we make the playoffs? How does that sound? All right, here we go. We didn't make the playoffs. Finished 9-7. This would be such an anticlimactic end to the rebuild. 89 overall. If I don't have to re-sign a bunch of guys and work out the cap, we'll do another year, but this is probably it. So this is the final thing of what we're looking at. Horton had star development. And anything cool defensively? Ooh, Hale had superstar. That's fun. I always like to see that that yellow. Looks very vibrant and cool. And he's up to an 81 overall. Okay, now, I never do Season 5, but it'd suck to end on a note of not making the playoffs. But if I have to re-sign a bunch of guys, it's just not going to happen. I'm going to promise you. I'll re-outro, or outro. Okay, so here's the deal. We have no money, no cap room at all. Can't re-sign Paris Campbell, we're negative. Can't re-sign Rocky Sin, can't re-sign Ben Banagoo, any of these guys. Can't re-sign anybody. However, Those aren't tremendously important players like they are, but I think we can still manage without them. Am I really going to do Season 5 here? It'll be quick. It'll be a quick offseason. T.Y. Hilton finally gets upgraded to Superstar X Factor. You took long enough. Yeah, just regress everything, but also give him higher development. Now that it doesn't matter because he's 33. Come on now, game. Defensively, did anyone go up? No. We only pick late in the second round. I guess I'm doing another season, man. I wasn't going to, but then here I am in the draft. Might as well. So cornerback, wide receiver is what we need. And also, who did we lose? Who was the third player we lost? We lost Paris Campbell, Rock Yasin. Those are huge losses, man. We also lost somebody else. I can't remember. Jamichael Sparks could be a good pick. But not really. He's just the best available. All right, Jamichael Sparks, welcome to the team. 69 overall. Number 36 in the class. We take away 52. Nice. So this draft is over. There's not much here for me. I don't think we're going to make it in Season 5. I'm going to be honest. I really don't. All right, so this is the team for the 5th and actual final season. This might be a longer video. I'm not sure. They're all longer. Whatever. We have some big holes. Defensive line never really got that good. Hale is kind of sick. Klinkhamer's sick, but like, you know, that's only 2/4 of the starting defensive line. Drake is a starting cornerback at 70 overall. That's not great. And our receiving core is pretty good overall, just not fantastic. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. I'm going to simulate straight to the playoffs. If we make it, we make it. If we don't, we don't. So I will see you there. Jeez, can I not simulate? Let's go, man. What is this input lag? So we definitely made the playoffs. We have a first-round bye. We finished 12-2-2. Of course, because that's kind of a weird record. I'll show you guys. They didn't force wins per usual. Never do. Only one at home is the bye week. But we had a great year. Crushed it after our Week 10 loss. We had like a little stint in there prior to the bye week and just after. But we crushed it moving out, only with a tie to the Panthers in Week 17. And let's go ahead and see what those stats look like. As Jacoby Brissett was first in passing yards, first in passing touchdowns, second in passer rating. We had the first defense. Now, let me tell you something. If Jacoby Brissett with this year, 4,400 passing yards, 43 touchdowns, only 8 picks, did not win MVP, I'm going to lose it. The running backs are not really getting involved. Receiving, oh my God. T.Y. Hilton did not have 20 touchdowns. T.Y. Hilton did not have 20 touchdowns. What are these sim stats? Oh my Lord. At 33 years old, T.Y. Hilton had 1,100 yards, and 88 of his catches, 20 of them were for touchdowns. That is absolutely unreal. 8 for Tyreek Hill, 9 for Eric Ebron. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that. That's insane. Defensively, Leighton Vander Esch had a great year. Sacks, 18.5 for Hayden Klinkhamer, 15.5 for Darius Leonard, 11.5 for Aaron Hale. How did Darius Leonard have 15.5? Was he a rush end? Dude, it looks like these stats are too ridiculous. It looks like I forced wins or something to make him happy, but clearly I didn't, as you guys saw. These are just some of the most ridiculous sim stats I've ever seen. I don't even know what to tell you. I really don't. Mitchell Trubisky won MVP. How? Worst record, technically. He didn't lead the NFL in any category compared to what we had with Jacoby Brissett. How does he win MVP? We have been cheated. Dak is on the Giants. I'm going to shoot myself in the head. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Jacoby Brissett. At least we win that. Defensive Player of the Year, CJ Mosley. Hayden Klinkhamer. Comes out of nowhere, by the way. And finishes number 2. Comes out of nowhere. Darius Leonard at 6. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Derek Sylvester. No Colts. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Gilbert Shipp. It didn't go to... Jamichael Sparks. Where's my end? Oh, it was his second year. Hale is second year. Okay. Yeah, these are some of the most... I'm glad I played another season. Some of the most ridiculous stats I've ever seen. We're at 89 overall. Confidence is through the roof. Training boost. I mean, like, we got everything. Pretty rare that that'll happen, but I am in 5th season, so I guess it makes sense. Let's see the team here. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Tyreek Hill's up to a 99. How does T.Y. Hilton catch 20 touchdown passes? That's just silly. That is just silly at that point. Clint Hamer's up to an 88. Boylan's up to a 91. I don't know, man. We came to play. That was the story of this season. Who do we face in the divisional? Who do we face? Give me the Browns. It's actually the Bills and Josh Allen. Let's advance to the conference championship. Come on now. Please win. We lost 38-31. That's going to be the end of the video. A little bit unfortunate after this insane season that we lose in our first playoff game. But that is it. That is going to be the video. You know what? I'm going to simulate to the offseason just because I want to see if anyone got a development trade. I'll show you guys the actual final team. Input lag is really crushing me right now. It's pissing me off unbelievably because it's just not doing what I'm telling it to do in a timely fashion. So this is the actual team without morale and anything like that. T.Y. Hilton retired, so don't even worry about all that. He had 20 touchdowns. Is like, I'm out. Clint Hamer went up to superstar. Hale's up to an 88. I mean, this team is just really, really cool. Really fun team. Definitely one of the more fun ones that I've done. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Like the video if you're new. Remember, use code Bengal on SeatGeek if you're trying to save yourself $20 if you're still watching the video now. Of course, I'll have like something up front probably that reminds you guys. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.